JC1. So here I want to give the tutorial on how to name the organic compounds. I start from the easy one. So this one is the straight chains of the hydrocarbons. And then if you are counting this, there are 5 C's in number one. That's why the name would be only pentane. So because there are 5, so it is called as pentane. And then for number 2, this is the isomer of the pentane, and then there is a one alkyl branch. So I just encircle the alkyl branch over here. Now this one is containing only one C. That's why it is called a methyl group. Therefore, the name would be 2-methyl-butane. Why is it called as 2-methyl-butane? Because the numbering start from the end that closer to the branch. So the numbering is not starting from the left to right. Here we have the numbering starting from the right to left. So this one, number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. That's why the name would be 2-methyl-butane. Why is it called a methyl? Because it only contains one C. So the alkyl of the one C is called as a methyl group. Okay. Repeating again for number 3. This one is the straight chain of the hydrocarbon. And then how many carbon that contains in number 3 structure. So we are counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here we have 6. That's why the name would be hexane. For example, if there is a double bond or maybe the triple bond, so I will be just modifying a bit. So this one is a, this one is a B. Let's say I'm putting double bond over here. Do not forget that when there is a double bond, there is a reduction of the hydrogen atom. That's why here there are 3 hydrogens. Over here there is only 1. There is only 1 over here. There are 2 hydrogens, and 3 hydrogens over there. And then if you are checking over here, so the numbering will be starting from the N or from the C terminal that closer to the functional group. So if you check that the double bond is closer to the C, that a position on the left, that's why the name would be, or the numbering would start from the left to right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then the name would be hex 2 in. Okay, so please underline. Here we have the hexane because it is an alkane. And then we have the in here, hex 2 in, because it is an alkene. Alkene homologous series. Okay, I hope that from this you understand, yeah? Next, number 4. Here I make the isomer of the hexane. And then if you are checking over here, so there is not only one methyl group, but there are 2 methyl groups that attach to the same position. Now, the same again, when you want to number the numbering, so you have to choose the N or the terminal, the carbon terminal that closer to the either functional group or to the branch. Because we are talking about the alkane this time, so it is about the branch. And so the numbering will start from the right here. So here we have the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, now we have the 2 methyl group. That's why later on, because there are 2 methyl groups, that's why later on it is called as the dimethyl, right? So not called as the ethyl, but it is called as the dimethyl. Hold a sec. So this one will be named as the 2, 2 dash. So between the number and the word, you have to separate with the hyphen or the dash. 2,2 dimethyl, and then the longest chain. Sorry. Okay. Now this one. The longest chain contains 4 Cs, so this one is called as the 2,2-dimethyl butane. Alright, so for example, if I move the position of the one of the CH3, become like this. CH3, and then CH3 over here. So again, this one is still containing 2 methyl groups. I encircle 1 and 2, and then the starting of the numbering can be from both direction, can be from left to right, can also be from the right to left. So here I want to give the numbering starting from the left. Why? Because each terminal or each carbon, the end of the carbon, both of them having the same position closer to the branch. That's why the name here would be 2,3-dimethyl butane. Okay, so this one is in number 4. How about in number, oh yeah, already done in number 5. So this one is the 2,3-dimethyl butane. I just changed the number 5 question lah. So it will be different from what we have in number 4. I will erase. I will add. Okay, so for example like this, and then I will change one of the branch becomes an ethyl group. Nah, please check again. Okay, we have here, okay, number 1. So based on the rules of the naming of the organic, you have to choose the longest chain or to be the parent chains. Okay. So here, because it seems that to be in the to be in the horizontal, there are 5 Cs. You check over here. There are 5 Cs, but it also can be done up and then going to the right. So later I will give you the difference between those two. Okay, so here we have the longest chain, which is containing 5 Cs, and then I encircle the branches, all of the branches. We have one of the methyl group and then one of the ethyl group. Okay, and then if I start the numbering, the starting of the numbering, of course it is coming from the left because the methyl is closer to the one end. That's why the numbering starting from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The name would be 3-ethyl 2-methyl pentane. Okay, please check over here the naming of the order of the branchings will follow the alphabetical order over here. The E will come first before the M. Okay, so I give you another idea. So for example like this. And then I am putting over here in the box. Hold a sec. So I'm just putting over on the box over here. Okay. So this one is the CH3, and then we have the CH3, then we have the CH, and then CH2, CH3. You can condense this one becomes C2H5 as well. If you prefer, no problem. Nah, CH2, CH3. Then if you are checking this one, okay, hold a minute. So this one will be serving as the longest chain as well. Okay, but why it is not preferred? Because in this structure, in the red box structure, we only have the what you call one branch. If talking about the organic, if we have these two possible naming, for example, you have to go for the structure which has more or higher number in the branches. That's why the red structure is not recommended. Okay, I repeat again. So this one will not be recommended. Okay, I'm choosing to be white again. Okay, right. So that one is about the naming of the hydrocarbon. I review a bit from the beginning. You can also stop, pause, and then go check again for the naming later on. Drop the question on the comments or maybe during my class or on the WhatsApp group also, no problem. And I move to number 6. Now, here I put some of the different functional groups. I start with the halogenoalkanes and then later on as the number going on. So maybe I will also introduce you to the different organic functional group. In number 6, we have the two halogens. Okay, two halogens as the branch. So we have the Br. We also have the Cl. All right, we have the Br and Cl. And then the numbering, I think because this one is we have the Br and Cl, so the numbering can be from any direction. The naming still follow the alphabetical order. Now, if the halogen are positioned as the branch, so the name will no longer as the bromine or chlorine or iodine, but it will be suffixed with the O. So like bromo, chloro, iodo. Okay. So here we have the 2 bromo, 2 chloro, butane. Okay, so B will come first before C. And then in number 7, I give another functional group. Here we have the carboxylic acid group. And we also have the alcohol group. So please check over here that the parent chain or the longest chain will have the functional group that higher in the electronegativity or in the position. Here the carboxylic acid is higher compared to the alcohol. That's why the OH will be as the branch while the carboxylic acid will be part in the parent chains. So over here I'm using, so this one is the longest chains. This one is the longest chain which containing the functional group. Okay. So if we count, there are 4 carbons that containing the functional group. So this is the butanoic acid. And then we encircle the whole branch. We have the methyl group over here. We also have the OH group, which is later on named to be the hydroxyl. And then the starting of the numbering will be started from the C that are closest to the functional group. because the COH always on the C terminal or on the end of the carbon chain. That's why the numbering starting from the carboxylic acid group itself. So it is started with number 1 and 2, number 3, and number 4. Now, the naming would be, please check hydroxyl H, which come first before the methyl. So this one is named as the 2-hydroxyl 3-methyl butanoic acid. Okay, that one. Next, I think it is easier if you are naming based on the carbon chain that has the bond. Now, for example, if you are given the structural formula as shown in number 8 and maybe followed by number 9 and so on and so on, you have to open up if you cannot imagine the structure. So, for example, before you name, you have to open up the structure and then you have to again do the same routine to name it. So you encircle and then you also choose the longest chain as the parent chain and to so on and so forth. So here I'm giving you the idea of breaking up. So I will be rewrite again in the different format, so it will be easier for you to, or easier for me as well, to name it later on. I'm using green. So here I'm rewriting, so it becomes like CH3 and then CH. Do not forget if there are two CH3 in the bracket, so it means that these two CH3 are attached to the same C. And then we have the CH, Usually I put the bracket for the branch and then CH and then CH3 and then COOH. Sorry. So here, CH3 two CH3 are attached to the same C, followed with the CH dash OH and then CH, and then also branch with another CH3 and then COH. Here, choose the longest chain that containing the functional group. So usually I'm just writing in the horizontal line, so it will be easier. But it is not always that the horizontal is the longest chain. Not necessarily to be that way. Right, so here we have this as the longest chain. And then we also have, I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm planning to give the circle. I'm just using the green. All right. So this one are the branches. So how's the name would be? Again, the numbering start from the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Hydroxyl and methyl, the H will come first. So 3 hydroxyl and then 2,4 that's dimethyl and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it will be pentanoic acid. Okay, right. Next, number 9. I'm sorry. Number 9, I also do the same thing. I will open up. So we have the CH3 and then CH3 over here. We have the CHBr. We have the CO, and then we have the CH3. The CO here is represented with the by the carbonyl. Okay, so again you have to choose the one that has the longest chain. Okay, and then we encircle all of the branches. Okay, and then we start the numbering. The numbering here, like we start from the right again because this one is closer to the functional group. Okay, then I give you the idea of right. I give you the idea of the name here. It would be 3-bromo, and then 4,4-dimethyl 5. So it will be pentan 2-on. Why it is called as the pentan 2-on? Why it is called the 2 here? Because the position of the carbonyl group or the CO groups is in the C number 2. Alright. That one is for number 9. For number 10, again I open up. So we have the CH3, CH, CH3, COO, and then CH2, CH3. Now here we have the ester link. This one, just this one. This one is the ester link. Okay. So if the ester link, you have to separate 2 groups. Okay. So here we have the branch are the alkyl which comes after the CO, after the O, single O. And then the parent chain is before the CO double bond. So this one would be the parent chains. Okay, so this one would be the parent chains. Okay, so here we start the numbering. We have with this one number 1 and number 2, number 3. And then the naming would be, because we have the 2C after the O, so it is called as the ethyl group. And then we also have the methyl over here. So it is named as the ethyl 2-methyl, and then we have 3 C's in the parent chain. Yeah, so it is called as the propanoid. Take note of the ester, it will be ended with the ATE. Okay, ethyl 2-methyl propanoid. So this is how you name number 10. For number 11, this one is the amide. So it is quite similar to the ester has. So we have the CH3, we have CH2, we open up the amide group, C double bond O, and then NH, CH. We have the CH3 over here, CH3 over here. The same way. So the branch here will start with the alkyl, which is after the nitrogen or the NH group, similar to the ester has. And then the parent chain would be the one that before the CO double bond. Okay, so this one. Because we have the branch in the alkyl group, you can name based on the common name of this one, because this one can be called as the isopropyl, or you can also name as the methyl ethyl, no problem as well. So these 2 are the alternatives. So for example, I give as the common name here is the isopropyl, and then it contains 3 C's in the longest chain. So it is isopropyl propanamide, because it is an amide. Or it is also called as the methyl ethyl propanamide. So this one are the naming of the how organic compounds are named. Anything, yeah, any comments, for example, if I make also mistake, for example, you can also drop and then I will make a correction inside the class. And we have the practice question over here. Okay, I will scroll down. You can pause. The practice question, it is just for your individual practice. So in your available time, so these one are the question that you can also work in the paper and then no need to submit, but just as the regular practice. I give you also the skeletal. For the skeletal, it is similar to the one that we have before. So for the skeletal, oh yeah, I give you the extra advice for the skeletal. For example, I have here the skeletal formula of the let's say like this. Okay, we have the aldehydes. We also have the OH over here. We also have the PR. So the same thing. If you are not sure with your drawing, so you have to open up. If you are sure, so you just need to start the numbering. The numbering will start with from the terminal, which is closer to the functional group. So this one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We have the heptanol over here. And then the branches are positioned in number 4 and 6. We have two branches in number 4. We have the hydroxyl. We also have the methyl group. And then in number 6, we have the bromo. So this one is named as the 6 bromo. And then 4 hydroxyl. And then we also have 4 methyl. I'm sorry. Okay. We have the 4 methyl. And then heptanol. Okay, so this one is the naming. Okay, so this one is the end of the tutorial. So I hope that you understand. You can repeat again and then you can also browse. You can work by your own. And thank you so much for listening. Oh, hold on. Hey, I stop. Okay.